It is Max Stats 15, and I have a person who cares about life hacking. Let's get to that. In the Max Stats series, I have introduced you to After School, and now we're going to talk about this guy because he compiled so much information in one video, right in time. 40-minute video. But before you take advice from other people, you basically have to dissect their personality of what they're doing. And this guy is doing 30-day challenges, basically. Adopting a habit for 30 days and testing it out. The habits that he's adopting is like more of a myth-busting type of like things that everyone talks about, like waking up at 5 a.m., but you shouldn't do it. You should not do that.
I put over 27 habits to the ultimate test in different
You should not force yourself to do crazy things. We're gonna talk about this too.
30-day challenges over the past 2 years. From cold showers to bullet journaling to quitting sugar and waking up at 5 a.m. every day. I want to break down.
He said cold showers is the first thing. I wonder why. This is a spicy episode.
All the lessons I learned through each of these challenges, share the practical lessons I discovered about behavior change, and which habits I recommend picking up if you're trying to get your life together.
And I will add on to the weight.
If you'd like.
One thing that stands out very interesting is his eyes and his weird addiction to coffee. So not only his eyes is half shut, but this one is shut a little bit more. He's addicted to coffee, bro? No wonder. I probably want to discard that one before we start analyzing the other 22 or 24 habits.
Let's start with technology. Modern technology is a blessing in 30 days, and that's not just
Alright, so this was a failed experiment, basically.
my addiction speaking. Sure.
You cannot just cut technology and pretend that it's going to do you good. Especially if you downgrade to technology that doesn't even function properly. Yeah, so because we're having technical difficulties, my voice is extra muted, but hey. Flip phone experiment failed for obvious reasons. Cutting off technology from your life is not going to be successful. All of the things that we get, we have to appreciate because those things belong to us. We live in capitalism where we have to take advantage of everything we have, everything we get, everything we can actually buy. We have to take advantage of every single fucking penny we have. You don't understand. It has to properly function. You can minimalize. The other experiment worked, where he switched into smartwatch.
I think I found the most effective and created my phone addiction in my most recent digital minimalism experiment.
But not really that creative. It's just a thing to try. Smartwatch does not have crazy features to be. Yeah, you have to try in capitalism buying things. So smartwatch just happens to be a thing that you can buy. Crazy, right? And maybe something is going to be coming out as more efficient in your behavior when you buy one. Able to stop you at whatever. The experiment ended with him acknowledging that smartwatch is sometimes a good way to downgrade your phone, but he wouldn't actually do it too often. What are you doing? And all of a sudden you just jump into the smartwatch to play games and watch videos, right?
When I ditched my phone for 30 days, and my goal has never been my goal life, and this solution worked surprisingly well. They're brilliant. I could even use
It seems to also be convenient.
the maps. I did a little challenge where it dropped me off in the
Which is how technology works. Technology, you have to adapt it to your life and remove distraction.
middle of nowhere, using just my smartwatch. More challenges like battery life and navigation while driving, but
The battery life bullshit is so annoying. I tried to even buy a battery pack, and apparently it doesn't ship from Germany, guys. They're depriving us of energy, bro. You literally have to have a battery pack at all times. In any checkpoint you can have it, or just pocket if possible.
overall, I felt way more present. This was by far the best solution I found to curb my screen addiction. Limiting email to once per day prevented me from reactively checking my inbox.
I'm not exactly sure what rules he applied. He's not actually disclosing that properly. But there's at least 3 inboxes, or 2 inboxes, that you can limit to once a day. If you have checked it today, well, what the fuck is the point of keep checking that shit? And if it's truly important, yeah, it's gonna come with no. The only rule that I caught in this, like, change the way you act with social media, digital minimalist, okay, that's a different way to say it. Both ways are dumb. I have a few inboxes. I have comment section, I have YouTube subscriptions, I have Instagram, and obviously you're not supposed to be eager to check it 3 times a day or too many times a day. However, looking at my stats at YouTube analytics, like that's an important factor, unfortunately. It makes me happy when something blows up. I have to, check it out. I'll talk about it. For me, Discord is important. Anyone trying to communicate in today's day and age, Yeah, Discord is important to the point where I actually allow notifications from Discord. Connecting with people is the rarest thing, and I have to appreciate it as much as possible. Today's trends of capitalism and burning friendships left and right. Yep, I'll take the notification on that one. Also, I use it as a notebook. I've mentioned this.
And cutting streaming to 1 day per week forced us to find alternative ways to spend our time, like playing board games, reading.
Yeah, I mean, if you start doing board games and reading, I'm sorry, bro. Yeah, you know you're doing a wrong thing, unfortunately. If you end up doing board games and reading, that's not how life works, and I will explain. Holy
Sorry
shit,
for
man,
your
this is bad.
loss. This is dangerous territory, alright? You don't want to be bored, and you don't want to be board games. I'll tell you that much. You don't want to end up reading. That is so disgusting. Again, anytime you cut into technology, at some point you're going to cut into the things that actually matter. The best thing to do as a replacement is, if you're consuming something, you replace it by producing something of equal value potentially. He's a YouTuber. He should know that by now.
And if screens don't have a huge negative impact on your life, then digital minimalism may not be hugely helpful. In 2018, I quit social media for 30 days.
Apparently this was his viral moment because it sounds viral in the first place. And at the same time, it's just absolutely nothing. It's another cut to see what happens, basically. Cut to see what bleeds. It's that crazy every time. These experiments, they are so radical that they are not actually going to even produce much of an insight. The best thing to do is gradually reduce until you feel pain, right? Gradually liberate yourself, but also, anytime you liberate yourself, you have to find where to put that liberty, where to put that freedom into. Because if it doesn't go anywhere, if your bank account suddenly gets an influx of money that you don't know where the fuck to spend, you're not improving your life.
Nostalgic.
Yeah. I love that. If there's money in your bank account just waiting, rotting, and you're getting even greater income, but you're liberating yourself, you have more money for the future, technically. But that money's not helping you. The moment it starts overflowing, and you don't know where to put it. Same goes here. If you free up a lot of time in your life, but you don't know where to put that time, it's not gonna benefit your life.
It's funny how I have all these.
It's like you liberated from cities and now you live on a fucking farm off the grid and there's nothing to do. It's shit, man.
Principles in my head, and my life sucks bad, bro. My life really sucks bad. Why? Because I'm just completely disconnected. This is where we are at capitalism right now. People actually praise the disconnect behavior. Narcissists love running around and collecting guilt trips, basically, to slap
That is scary, bro.
on people's foreheads of like, you did this thing and that thing, bro. Holy shit, bro, that you did that thing. The policemen are everywhere just breaking up relationships. Of like, you shouldn't hang out with this person because he did that and this and that, bro. Remember when he did that thing? That's crazy. Yeah, this is what's happening right now. So
Relationships are burning every day. You can smell it.
it's actually completely normal to be disconnected and isolated. And even getting
You can smell it anytime someone wears a suit of like, oh my god, you burnt like 20 relationships, didn't you?
getting upset
Big
on
boy.
the friends that you have and just dumping them because they could be a fucking burden. It's a whole nother topic. What is the thing that I had to fucking deal with? And
It's a whole other topic, my
reveal
friends.
today,
Relationships burning.
you know, there's some insights that they come and go. You gotta fucking grab them.
Experiment for me because it happened in very
Or that happens if you don't grab the insight.
early days. About how addicted I was to my phone. Keep in
Grab the inside, guys.
I mean, I guess you can still quantify the pain if you, again, bleeding out when you put a wall behind the things you like to do. I don't know how you can survive a challenge like this. This is not really how you cut a bad habit. You gradually reduce it. You gradually tell yourself that this is like completely fucking pointless and move on. You know, seeing something as a nuisance, not as a boost.
most of us are.
I will explain properly how to get rid of bad habits.
But again,
okay?
the best way to kill all the habits is
Oh, here you go.
by doing
There
good
you go.
things. The bad habits, they take a little bit of space every now and then. And guess what? Yes, you could be attacking them individually and whatnot. But you can also secure a location, slowly expand a location, regardless of what stands in the fucking way. Location meaning a habit that is actually essential for you, right? So the best thing to do is collect really good habits, not try to fight wars against the bad habits, because we all
The war will be naturally declared and they fall really fast. These
know
people.
there's a thing called relapse. When you are focused on good habits and you focus on
The relapse is just like the bad habit is gonna find empty space and occupy the empty space. That's just how it works.
trying to be successful and maxed out, you will not have these.
You liberate yourself and then you relapse. You reclaim the empty space, and then the bad habit keeps on growing anyways. You have to understand that everything keeps on growing. If you have eaten one candy, that candy will multiply into 2 candy. Is that scary? You're simply not gonna have time to do bad things. All right, those things will break. They will collapse. Those structures of bad habits, they're not gonna be useful to you anymore, and you will have. Yeah. So as long as you're growing good habits, they will destroy the bad habits, because bad habits don't have no fucking space, no time to bother you. No time for you to worry about that shit. Oh wait, you have to fire these fucking people. This is the easiest way. Not even saying no, not even cold rejection. You can do cold rejection if you're replacing bad habit with something good. Round. It's literally a map. It's literally you have to take territory away from these bad things that you do.
Discovered that constantly checking my numbers wasn't helping me grow my audience.
This one kind of hits me because I do like checking numbers. I mean, it's pretty obvious that checking numbers does not grow audience, because uploading videos grows audience. Wow, dude. I do like celebrating little moves. I keep track of data because data fucking matters. So I have no idea about why this guy was so liberated to not check. Matters because it's fucking feedback, dude. It's a feedback loop, so like I stay motivated. For me, when I do a good job, like it's an event that I succeeded at something. In my channel, it's more and more present. I can almost conjure it up. I do work and it has to give direct feedback to me, like, what the fuck? Of course I will check numbers all the time. I want even more numbers and more convenient description or a package. Surely as YouTube CEO, I would make tons of changes to make people happier and more productive. On my own will. But it's still not exactly under my control of when it's going to happen, right? If it doesn't happen, it's a fucking flop. If it happens, it really stands out from the rest. How crazy is that? There is a specific pattern to the madness and whatnot, but you never really know until you fully. Yeah, pattern. Usually just good introduction. I have to force a good introduction. Even if it's bad, I can steal someone else's introduction. Explore all the possibilities of how this pattern sort of looks like. And maybe you can still improve upon it. Maybe you can still change something about it or tame it. Like, every single time something happens, it happens, bro. It's an event. It's special. Not checking numbers. Yeah, I mean, YouTubers actually don't do that often enough. Celebrate successes every now and then, at least at the end of the year. Once a year, dude. The dude came out with one of those celebrations of like, wow, I have put 27 habits to the test, right? This is a celebration video of like how much he achieved. But instead, he's trying to fucking lecture and give advice to people. Not in a mean way, but it's still an advice video, still trash. It's fucking crazy. I check comments, but yeah, I have to check it once a day. Check comments, check subscriptions. It is trash if you're not careful enough. If you don't have a mind of your own of what to really expect when doing these different habits. Check girlies that I follow. Yes, Instagram guys. TikTok. Alright, shut the fuck up. TikTok is a completely new beast in terms of like it feeds you infinite content. It technically gradually becomes worse and worse content, because it technically should try to feed you what's like the best stuff until it just constantly gradually reduces the. So I'm talking about TikTok feed, right? TikTok unveiled new algorithm for the world when it came out, right? The gradually worse and worse until you fall off algorithm. Meaning that TikTok, even if it's slightly a bad habit, it's not a bad habit to me. I technically try to like turn over bad habits into something positive and useful. And TikTok is never going to feel a bad habit because an algorithm can serve you anything. It can serve you information if you really cared about that. It is actually your responsibility to chase important topics and all that. You tell the algorithm. You tame the fucking horse in there. It is not easy to do it properly. The match of what you like. And at some point, you should be able to fall off. You shouldn't be doom scrolling just because you open TikTok. It's time for doom scrolling. It's time for 5 hours to disappear. This again, one of these things where, like, yeah, there's resting,
resting phase, and that's not a bad habit whatsoever.
You put it in the resting phase, that
But if you
ticky-tacky.
can actually quickly get yourself in a state of mind.
Two states of mind. There's a stressful state of mind where you go to work, and there is the resting state of mind where you have to heal as best as you can. That's what it is. This is actually a fucking revelation at episode 15. That there's these two states of mind, and they're probably exactly equal too. We're gonna have to talk about this.
Where all the stress disappears, you can rest faster. It's just as important as all the good fucking things that you do, all the successes that you're trying to reach. Your ability to rest quickly, go to sleep quickly, wake up quickly, you know? Yeah, the reason why narcissists
Quickly is one word. You also need
are
quality.
doing the list of sins, because
But the funny thing is with waking up quickly is that you have to wake up just to see maybe you have enough energy to be woken up. But usually you don't, so you go back to bed and just like, okay, just a little bit more. It's kind of like a bouncy transition from being awake and
they
asleep.
want to fucking single you out. They want to turn everyone against you in particular. It's like he did this, and that. We should attack him, basically. It's a fucking predatory behavior. They even actually
Yeah, that's still haunting me, bro. The way narcissists collect dirt on you, like they just pick that off the floor, dude. They can't let it
the
go.
moment you do something, they just like, okay, that's done. There's no redemption arc for you. There's nothing you can do. From start to finish, you have done this, and we will use it against you. Funny enough, this is the generation of society that I am surrounded with. As if like every single action is a sin. It's the same thing with UK right now. And there's crazy censorship where innocent people are being
You're the problem. You're the problem. You're the problem. You're the problem. You're the problem.
attacked by the government because that's just what the government leans onto. Just when it becomes corrupted, it thinks that good people are the problem, and they should be. They should be. The problem solvers. But anyway, so
Yeah, I'm a problem solver. That's how it works.
now there's lots of stressful situations. It's fucking apocalypse, bro. Things are not as they seem, unfortunately. Only bad people are operating during the apocalypse. The only thing we have is technology now.
Because the only thing we have is empty space, bro. Like, we have shrunk down in our ego in a way. Most good people are technically happy in recent times. And then, bam, slam, you have all this disaster shit going on.
It's the only fucking thing I have.
Like, before COVID, we were happy people. You don't understand. We were fucking happy.
There's nothing else.
And now it's gradually worse and worse. Outweighed by the government benefits somehow that I receive. Holy shit, is that a lifesaver? But at the same time, it also takes away freedoms. It's not that simple.
That's like good in my life. Technology and ability to, hire a person to deliver goods to you. Delivery service going to fucking grocery stores is a respectable fucking thing to do. You go one step out of line and shit fucking hits hard. So yeah, you might be in stressful situations and it can actually affect your body significantly. Your health is determined by how well you rest.
Yeah, stress should not invade your resting phase. And the rest should not invade your stressful phase, because then you get sucked into a distraction of some kind.
That shit. Alright, that other half
We're gonna have to talk
Your
about it so
fucking-
much.
routine of resting, and you should never bully yourself to eliminate as much of this as possible. Like, you gotta be fucking crazy, dude. Because not only this should
This is where you live your life, bro. Definitely you don't live your life by working.
stay intact to basically as a support system, right? It's literally the same size. The amount of stuff you actually do and very intense stuff you do, because it's gonna be intense, the bigger it is. The more focused you are on something, the more intense it's gonna be. So you have to have the same amount of cooldown on that thing.
Shut the fuck up. For I have an announcement to make. Bluetooth. This shit is a lifesaver to be able to have wireless headband on my head. I'm already like 2 habits ahead of everyone. Headbands, not headphones, headbands. So I have two headbands that I switch batteries off, basically, or switch them as a battery. And now I have a Bluetooth adapter to my PC, and I'm now like, shit, I can move around, dude. I can move. There's no fucking wire keeping me hooked on just frustration. You always have to eliminate discomfort, and it's just a habit of the day of this episode. It's like what I've done to liberate myself, and now I'm just walking around. I can do exercise while we listen to me. Just like a PC. I'm stretching body, cool down its chips and all that shit. Every summer needs a fucking breeze if you want to survive, and I'll just lay on the floor, naked, barely alive because it's 40 degrees outside or whatever, right? Every part of your body heats up, and you have to rest properly. I'm putting as much emphasis as possible. Heats up, starts hurting, all that shit, dude. Well, to save this fucking thing from... You're burning not just calories, you're burning every cell in your body when you're doing anything at all. Being attacked. Even breathing can start hurting, bro. And you should justify, you should feel good, because that's what life is about. Life is not about fucking working all day and trying to achieve success. Life is also about enjoying the success you already created. It's that fucking simple, dude. Every day, you should all... This is why you should never feel good about eating up resting phase. You should feel successful. You still have something. Also live life. You know? Should try that. I never put it in these terms, in this kind of like a pretty big ass revelation. Yes, you should be concerned about your future, and this is the hardest thing to balance, my friends. By all means, finding balance, jumping from this one platform to the other, resting, stressing, blah blah blah. Right? It is a question of how do you balance. Is it like completely resting? But it technically is. But the moment you feel that you are at a certain elevation, you jump to this other platform. It's kind of interesting progression, right? Anyways, moving back to the main topic.
It was a constant experiment I learned. One of the first experiments from the experience, success. The easiest way.
This is done, by the way. It's so easy to quit sugar. It's also easy to quit caffeine. The only thing you have to do, well, is make sure that it has a functionality, or it has to go. It actually has to serve your purpose. Because, unfortunately, you can use sugar as like a dessert meal to motivate you to make better meals. You eat your meal, but like, okay, I've done that, but you can still leave something in your mouth, like spices from potato chips. That's the best I can think of. If you eat too much candy, you will get the side effect of your mouth hurts. It's that crazy. Because everything burns, bro, and with candy, shit burns real fast, bro. Definitely finds a place in my, life. When it comes to spices, though, when it comes to eating chips, like in actuality, you should not be eating chips. You should be eating one chip in like 1 hour. Yeah, that's what potato chips are actually for. They're flavor foods. They're not actual food. It's not a fucking snack. They're expensive for a reason. You have to treat expensive foods for what they are. An experience, not a snack, an experience of flavor or whatever. For Americans, egg is an experience now. And you would still feel just as happy or even happier that you can do that. You can just sustain yourself with just one chip an hour. Maybe two to really feel the flavor. Yeah, it's cool. It's an experience. It works as an experience so much better than the fucking snack, bro. What the fuck? It just starts blending in, just like, it becomes actually quite annoying. I tried it. It sort of works. I'm not sure how it would work in actuality. I don't buy potato chips, but I kind of want to. You know, kind of want to. Good. Like just here, I have a drink next to me, right? Juice. Do I want to drink all the juice? No. But it's good for the flavor. It is fun. In fact, you can do it while working. Give yourself a treat. Like a fucking doggo. Because this requires a little bit of resting, a little bit of motivation, right? A little bit of a reminder of like what you have achieved in your life. A little bit of good feelings that can come through these spicy or sweet treats. Whatever you like, bro. You get a couple of chips because that's spicy. You know, it is what it is, right? Yeah. This is.
levels became more stable. The sudden craving
I wouldn't say energy levels. I say sugar really attacks your senses and your mood. This is the thing that's like obvious. The energy levels is very. You always have to think in obvious terms, my friends. Otherwise, you're gonna get lost. To actually track, so this shouldn't be a part of conversation. Energy levels are stable for this guy because he cut off something that is not food that he still puts in his mouth. And his body's expecting energy levels to rise, but it ain't fucking rising, you know? That's what's going on. But it's a complicated equation, but your body basically expects sweets and chips to be actual food when it's not food. It should probably come with a meal or it should come as a treat. Not try to replace your meal because your body will not fucking understand what is this. Is this food? Are you filling your stomach properly? What's going on? The mood is rising, so it's like, but we have to match it with proper things when it comes to food. Even eating cheese, bro. To me, this screams expensive.
sugar, those highs and lows.
And as I've mentioned, the more expensive the food, the less tasty it is. The more processed, the more advertised, the more under control by the more exclusive of a taste. Like fucking, if something is mass produced, it's probably actually good. If something is exclusively produced, even like fish, like that is cool. That's experience. Every single expensive food to me, it just turns into experience food. Like it's a flavor. Food is more. I mean, fish is more of a flavor than anything. Corporation that tries to sell you the damn food so you can shrinkflate it, it can change the ingredients without you knowing all kinds of nasty shit
Of your bad.
and increase the price. Most importantly, the most expensive foods are the ones that would rise in price the most. So yeah, don't touch cheese. I have cheap cheese, my friends. Cheese is also a flavor. The way he handled a block of cheese, I mean, holy shit, man. My cheese is fucking cheap. It's €5 for a kilo. Like, now, I don't want to sound like a fucking brokey. I am sounding as a person who cares about my financial stability. How about that? If every penny matters. Especially when you're not earning anything, which I'm not. Some people are stuck in a minimum wage and they cannot actually raise their wages just by working hard, which is a death sentence, unfortunately. In capitalism, there should never be a situation where by working harder you're not able to earn more. Like that is insanity to me. This is why YouTube is so attractive. It's actually an infinite ladder to climb. The better you do, the more successful you're gonna be. And it's like, wow, it actually has a proper ratio to effort. Of course I'll be doing YouTube forever and ever. Like that should move on. And the price did not change for like years. So cheese I can sort of understand. Yeah, I'm lucky on cheese. I can buy cheese, guys. But here's a jump scare though. You put that. What the fuck are you eating dog food?
Bad habits. Quitting sugar made me realize that
No wonder, bro. It's a fucking jump scare. You put that dog food down.
my cravings weren't just the root cause.
That was scary, bro. Bro is eating dog food. No, there is a cool thing, you know. You can put some snacks in there in the resting phase, I imagine. Again, flavors. Any sensation is gonna allow you to walk away from stress. Because stress we learn. Yep. Oh, that's also important. Sensations. It's all about keeping the distance away from stress. It's just not thinking about it.
They found over the years.
So I'm not sure exactly what happened with the caffeine thing. This guy is probably just boosting his self-esteem with the caffeine. He needs that boost. He needs to kick himself in the butt, basically. I don't need that. All right, I don't need the fucking caffeine ritual. But let's skip to this part and see if there's. It really discloses that this guy has no real goals in life.
Stop the experiment. This was a tough one. I want to see if it could help me sleep better, reduce anxiety, and stabilize my energy. The first
Yeah, I mean, if you're expecting too much, you get absolutely nothing.
48 hours, pure suffering. Basic tasks felt
He literally woke up to be a zombie,
impossible.
bro.
It's hard to even talk right now because it hurts so bad.
What the fuck is wrong with you? See, I'm telling you, bro. It's his ritual, basically. He can't fucking live without it anymore. It's kind of sad because this is what I would call cancer.
You know, an addiction that you just can't fucking rip anymore. It's over.
Perhaps something still felt off. I missed the ritual of coffee.
Oh yeah. It's cancer because you need the addiction because it keeps you alive. What the hell? But, I've watched this part.
The smell, it was losing a small but meaningful part of my daily life. At the end of
He saw no benefit.
30 days, I had my first cup of stop
Oh my god.
awareness around food, was tracking every single calorie I ate for 30 days.
That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard, by the way. Now guys, what do you see here? You see apple, you see banana, and you see the worst fucking fruit ever invented. Citric fruits. Pineapple, orange, you fucking name it, dude. Don't put that shit in your mouth. What are you doing? This for only a month. You gotta do it as a fun little gag, fun little challenge for yourself, so the numbers stack up. By the way, he fucking has oranges, bro. Hold it, bro. He's the family of bull. Don't touch that orange. Don't touch it, bro. I've already touched on it, but now he's fine. It's halfway there to be fine.
Like I took for an
Bullshit. I've already touched on it, but now we see it. The enemy's right here. Infiltrated a bowl. Holy crap, man. What are you gonna pick?
I've always considered myself
Fucking asshole, bro. What the hell are you doing? What are you doing with your life? What are you? He's picking it up, bro. I've always considered. Yeah, I don't think so.
pretty mindful by what I eat, but
Holy shit, how mindful he is. He did that wrong too. He cut it in the wrong way, dude. That's not how you feel.
never actually tried.
But that's just out of the hype. And then we found him with peanut butter in his hand. What the fuck is this shit? Guilty pleasures. You can't put it out in public. Like, this is embarrassing. Peanut butter is the shittiest thing I've ever tasted that people like for some reason. I don't understand. It is, like, genuinely disgusting.
Ice cream sandwich, 12.
This ice cream sandwich. Let's go. Ice cream, boys. Ice cream sandwich. Just like the dumbest thing he's buying as an experience almost. Like such a weird person just bombarding with shitty foods right now. And so I'm not exactly sure what he did. Like track calories, that's what he did. Oh shit. Every food comes with a number of calories. Oh boy. End up eating potatoes, you gotta be a normal person. Oh boy. Oh yeah, it's a resting phase when you want to go feed yourself, when you run out of energy or whatever. Just eat potatoes at this point. Don't embarrass humanity. So it's not even hard to detect that it's a resting phase. You want to do cool shit when you do that. Now, stressed over something maybe you can do by thinking about it, but it's tough. A little bit does not hurt. A little bit of resting. Alright, you get the idea. A little bit is important to kind of keep balance. It's like the yin and yang thing. You can't just jump from one thing. You enter a portal every single time. Or use it for what it is. It's so funny. It's the yin and yang situation in your life. The resting phase, the active phase. Bam, slam. You need to stress to make sure to capture important moments as well. But most importantly, you have to dump yourself into a resting position because yes, while resting, you have to capture important moments. There's a lot of solutions to problems that are fucking chill solutions. Like the easiest thing ever is just like you realize, oh, there's technology that helps me because it can solve your problems sometimes. While you're resting, you can still solve your problems because sometimes you just need a correct mindset. Correct idea of like bling, wow, I just have to contact this person. This and that, right? You know? You have to have your eyes peeled, one eye peeled, to see if whatever you're looking at is actually somehow life-changing.
Daily intake. Through this experiment, I started to see food differently.
Thank goodness, bro.
Meals, but as numbers, as energy, and as fuel.
He sees food as not meals, but numbers now. Congratulations. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that a crazy improvement? Too much thinking. It's something that would get washed away so quickly because like the moments you don't need to, you just need to look at your body basically and you need to know how to like posturize yourself if you're happy. The first thing that's going to happen is that the belly will pop out, right? Now when it comes to nutrition, I'm not going to bother knowing too much and trying to argue about it. If you get protein? Is that what we're talking about? Something about nutrition by yourselves. I mean, go ahead. I just like eating soup, bro.
And
this guy just accused this guy. You don't have enough protein. I mean, obviously, add more protein and then more protein after that.
overdoing it on fats. All right, was tracking every meal insanely time-consuming? Yes, it was, but it was also worth it. If you
No, it wasn't. most of that intelligence will evaporate over time. It might be interesting to turn food into numbers, but that's. Where was I attacking my microphone somehow? What the hell? It's not exactly the fucking solution, is it?
You've never done trying it.
The real solution is learning how to fucking cook, bro. Jeez.
You've never been big.
Every single time someone presents advice, oh shit, you have to dissect their personality first. It's the funniest thing ever. You need to fight through all their biases first to understand where they are making wrong decisions, and then you can look at all of these appropriately. This is why layer of me is necessary on most videos you might have watched. You can recommend me to watch advice videos if you want, because there's a lot that might be sitting in your brain, and you might not have looked at it the correct way whatsoever. This shit is dangerous. The most logical solution to most problems is laziness. It's not giving too much fuck, right? If you can solve a problem through. Okay, maybe I'm not gonna do that extreme of a solution. You already have habits. The best way to do is to improve those habits. And technically look at every other habit through lazy glasses. That is, oh, it's too difficult, it doesn't. But at the same time, like, is that really the good solution? Was I fucking pulling ass cheeks right now? But it's the better one. It's the better choice. You put so much pressure on yourself sometimes. Often, yeah, you need the lazy decision for 50% of the time. You have to reject shitty ideas, right? It's way better mindset to have. This is what's gonna break you. You just never know when putting more effort is gonna be worse.
On breakfast.
That's also an important point, absolutely. Laziness can help you escape all the nonsense, like cold showers that this guy was trying. Holy moly. All the nonsense that's like woo-woo magic moments. If you do this magic trick of waking up at 5 a.m., you will have this magic ability to fly across space and time. No, bro. It don't work like that. Advice is dangerous. You find something that makes you put a lot of effort. You feel the placebo of like, wow, I'm doing this thing right now. But in reality, you're wasting your potential. He just doesn't have any fucking friends, it feels like. Any real connections that he would be able to put in the video. Of course you need fucking caffeine. At very least.
Wait, I've been intermittently fasting, strict
Fucking fasting, bro. I tried fasting for 30 days.
fasting protocol, like how I feel fasting in the morning. Skipping breakfast actually gave me more energy.
This is why it's so damaging to listen to other people's advice, is because they have personalities too, and they mix that shit together. Their results are gonna be distorted by their biases.
And focus. Without a big meal slowing me down, I felt sharper and more productive in the morning.
I actually believe in breakfast. Despite what everyone is starting to say, it's actually kind of fucked up that people stop eating breakfast. Are you okay? You know that you have to put shit in your stomach, right? You know that shit is a furnace, basically. You got just like you throw logs in the fucking furnace to heat up the system. What the fuck is wrong with you if you don't eat breakfast? Waking up at 5 a.m., not gonna give you energy. Burdening yourself with tasks in the morning, not gonna give you energy. But for fuck's sake, don't you want to have breakfast? What? And I have no idea, but deception of like not eating breakfast, you should not eat breakfast, is on the rise right now. It's fucked up. It's like, oh, let's skip breakfast. Oh, that's the advice now. This advice is on the rise. Yeah, doesn't nowadays advice. Feed your fucking furnace. Your furnace is gonna be empty when you wake up. Like, it's pretty fucking obvious. Your guts are not gonna be empty, but that's not the fucking problem. It's not really where the energy comes from either. And this guy says, oh, it actually helped. Sure it did. It removed one task from your daily routine. Yes, you can fast in the morning. That's crazy. You can do that. But you actually have to prepare yourself for the rest of the day. The food you put in the morning is not for the fucking morning. It's for the rest of your day to be digested. It's unbelievable. You need to gain energy. What? You also gain a little bit of weight that kind of pulls you down. But it's best to look at food as a happy energy, you know? I mean, at least soup and... I can't believe that's a trendy thing to say, like, don't eat breakfast. Holy shit, dude. Up for food. Like, it's the easiest thing to actually focus on. So already we're just going off a cliff with this advice.
That said, fasting isn't all the things.
So fasting for 6 hours, 8 hours, 12 hours? I don't get it, man. Nah, that was just very experimental for this guy. I don't understand that at all. He didn't sell me on that, because this is the show. Basically, it's a Shark Tank. You gotta sell me advice at this point.
That I learned with you
and I will reject most of it.
guys, but is teaching.
Again, this guy seems half asleep. So of course he needs coffee. Of course he needs
a way to just fucking does not open very well. Oh my god. Uh-oh. What a sad
What a
man.
miserable
My
person.
sponsor for this by far when
Squarespace.
the wardrobe.
I actually watched this video on Squarespace.
But I was actually stuck to the wardrobe from birth till 3 months, and literally what that meant was I think it was like
What? 3 months? Wow, that's a lot of clothes for 3 months. That's still fucked up, dude.
4
3 years would make sense, bro. Just walk in a fucking caps. That's what they call it, a capsule cloth.
long sleeve zippies and then styles.
Thank goodness you. Of course you have to minimize on a child. Like, holy shit, they don't deserve shit from you. They don't deserve to be treated as human beings until they're like 4. Jesus Christ. That shit just all tripped me, bro.
Not even that. Who the fuck knows?
That tripped me.
They work. Let's start with meditation. My meditation experiment
Alright, it's the kicker. This is what's gonna reveal his personality.
was pretty extreme for 1
Extreme.
hour. Every single that's 1 hour.
I think he's sleeping though. I think meditation is a little tricky topic to untangle. For now, I'm just gonna say another useless garbage is meditation. Unless you need to make my mind about something and it's still not gonna work. It's best to like write down your thoughts. The only thing meditation is good for is like sitting down and seeing if the environment you have is calm. You tune in to the rest of your environment to see what is attempting to distract you. Sometimes even your thoughts gonna attempt to distract you. This guy was distracted by, oh, that I left the oven running, I guess. I don't know. Turned on oven. That's a good challenge, you know, like seeing if you can keep meditation for like at least 5 minutes. That's about it.
What he's doing is just
Spread throughout the exhausting, especially in the beginning. The biggest challenge wasn't distractions from the outside
Exhausting,
world,
bro.
but getting lost in my own thoughts. 2.
What the fuck? Lost? Yeah, I was triggered by this. Like, you lost in your own thoughts? What do you mean by that? How is that even possible? Lost in your own thoughts? You should be happy that you have thoughts. That many thoughts. That's fucking amazing, dude. That's what meditation is for anyways. If you have a lot of thoughts, like, you're gonna have a good fucking time meditating.
Isn't that what the fuck meditation is about? It's about you sort of sorting your thoughts, but getting
Exactly.
lost. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, you should try and sorting the thoughts. And try to, you know, give in to the distraction that is overpowering you. You should not say lost in thoughts, bro.
Meditate for like
Jesus.
5 minutes, I'll tell you exactly how to do it. I'm actually still not sure. I do not lose myself in thoughts. That is impossible, whatever the fuck this guy's talking about.
I tried meditation, I don't lose myself in thoughts. I have pretty good clarity. This guy needs minimalism to have clarity.
Relates to whatsoever.
Through an app or a teacher made it
Which is good to
I am an app and a teacher.
spoil it anyways, it doesn't have much value. I would say like 1 minute meditation is fine. It's one of those things that this is. Making sure that
Yeah, taking a breath, sitting down, whatever, right? It's concentrating on the next step. You gotta take a little pause from any type of work.
everything about you is calmed down. My back is not calm, unfortunately. And I don't know what
And meditation is like the most calm position that you can achieve. Sitting down, closing your eyes, and toning the stress down as much as possible. So meditation is again more of a like sitting down because you have been running this whole time position.
It's over.
another way.
And then you take in all the surrounding environment as you sit down. You run, you sit down, that's meditation. That's the most basic thing. When it works best when whatever you did previously is very stressful. Alright, then you can meditate a lot harder. And a lot more
It's
intuitively, I
interesting.
guess.
You get to find your enemy of like, you broke my meditation.
It helps.
I mean, at some point you get to like extremely high stress situation where you have something,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
there's not gonna be.
This guy tracked happiness with 2 anomalies clearly showing up, or maybe even more anomalies, where he was like happy this whole time, and then something happened. What happened, bro? Tell us more. But there's a whole episode, so he's kind of like shouting out his YouTube channel. I guess we'll never know. Is tracking your mood and happiness good? I actually have no idea. I know tracking data is essential to self-improvement. I mean, look at this guy. How happy he was. And his center mood is here, which is not really good. Like, this should be a wider range then. Should be really happy days. If you have some 69 of something, there's probably a higher category above that. I'm just saying, bro. You can go even higher if you're ecstatic about something. If something really cool happened. And you can even talk about it in this video. It's crazy. Any kind, right? Except, what is that? That's what tracking data is all about. What is that over here, my friend? What is that? And then you can, again, use meditation to detect what your mood was overall throughout the day. Over here, oh my. And what you did specifically. You can't just, like, take a box. You have to kind of give yourself a tiny description. Just to make sure that you capture the memory, right? Moving on. What was the point of not, like, what is your mood? Moving on. Combining as many things together for maximum effect. You kind of have to look at these as separate alchemical ingredients in a way.
You don't have to be day for 30 days.
Yeah, so he collected all these habits to test. And technically, these alchemical ingredients, I started talking about, like, habit stacking, but he will mention this later.
My goal, just dump
There's no way I can live without this.
my thoughts onto the page for the meditation.
It feels like my public appearance, almost. I even have someone reading this shit right now.
In my life.
Okay, journaling is not exactly a good idea. Knowing where I ended up, of like, I have points of interest. Not sure, I don't have to journal anything. What the fuck? I have topics and points of interest of things happening in my life that, like, turn into points of interest potentially. That shit. You know, something happens in Tinder and it triggers, like, some kind of insights moment. I want to rant, I want to vent, whatever, right? So, this is where I ended up in terms of writing notes. I don't just write whatever happened throughout the day, by any means. There's this, like, satisfying progression. That even through the apocalypse, the things that I care about, and nobody else cares about, still gets to grow. And I get to appreciate that.
And how universal they are. In the moment, it might not feel that transformative. Over time, it can help to reveal patterns that would otherwise go unnoticed.
Fuck your patterns, dude. About whatever piques your interest. And technically, because I'm doing a public journaling, so yeah. Piques interest, and then you talk about it with yourself. Why? You try to share your thoughts, even if you're disconnected from the rest of the fucking world. Don't act that way, because it's not healthy. That's more like
Valuable. And when I need to get clear on my thoughts.
Yep. There you go.
I took cold showers for 30 days. There's
Oh, this one's disgusting. His last sentence was to be clear on your thoughts. So I don't know how exactly he was journaling himself, but again, you get to come to my Discord and see exactly what the fuck I'm doing. All right, my points of interest, and maybe it will interest you too, because that's the most important thing about points of interest. It's supposed to be generally interesting.
been a lot of talk.
It's kind of inspiring me to have a cold wash, not shower. Would never fucking jump. Welcome to cold shower bullshit, which he calls flinch. Let's talk about fear really quickly. And he says, if you don't go to cold shower right now, it's because of fear. The reality is that fear is a much more complicated concept than you can imagine, and even saying the word fear can trigger a whole dimension of demons to spawn. I would say be careful with this. Fear happens when you failed at something. And you should not approach failure, with the same mindset that you did previously, because you potentially can fail again. This is your brain telling you of, like, you're taking a big ass risk. If you actually gonna go where you are fearful, if you're gonna confront people you're fearful of, there's so many better things to do right now than confronting your fears. Only if you're surrounded do you have to confront your fears, but otherwise you do things that you're not fearful of, unfortunately. It's actually still gonna increase your quality of life. Because most of the time, what you're fearful of is the bad guys, and what you're not fearful of is the good things. Crazy, I know, and cold shower doesn't happen to be, one of the good guys, unfortunately. Time consuming.
I was about to
So
say
let
how-
me skip this whole chunk. I hope you understand the situation here
dirty
of
hot
like
water.
people intimidating you of like, oh, you fear this? Wow, you're such a baby. But no, that's the whole fucking point. Most of the time, people will intimidate you to just jump off a cliff. Oh, you're a baby, jump off a cliff. It's crazy. They will give you challenges to do, go smoking and drinking. Oh, you fear of this thing. Don't do the flinch bullshit that he's talking about. That's how he names it. It's F with an L. It's not that far off.
Just stepping forward and down. Turn the
No backing down. There are, again, problems in life, like, you need to get money. You need to actually grind your discomfort to be able to approach the right people and be like, okay, give me a job, whatever, you know. And then you put more and more effort into it. Again, you can be surrounded in life where you have to make desperate moves. But otherwise, I never recommend fighting your fears. That is crazy. Let them sit there, okay? Let's just... Okay, it's fine. They're gonna sit there. You don't have to confront them unless you really want to. But then it's gonna be a special event of like, maybe you have grown. 10 years later, you can face your, brother from another mother, bro. It's like, remember me, bitch! Bam slam! But it has to happen naturally to where you haven't actually, like, prepared yourself for the event of fighting your fears. Like, it's not relevant whatsoever. Like, if I want to approach my neighbor, all I have to do technically is just hire a bodyguard and make sure that I know what to say. Because that's the best way to fight, is just face-to-face, conversation, calm conversation. Because if a person can just pull you into the animalistic conversations, you can't win that easily. You know? You can't win against NPCs in a physical fight. That's what it is. That's why you should be afraid of
dial
that.
all the way to cold.
Oh, here.
Embrace discomfort and prove to yourself that fear doesn't get to make the decision.
And bam. This is where my brain just lights up. He said fear. He said fear, bro.
You from doing. But
And then blah, 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 blah happens, unfortunately.
Days.
what the fuck is this?
Not only far the biggest experiment I've ever done for this channel, and I learned so much. First,
He goes to the gym too many fucking times. He's way too comfortable there. And as a self-improvement loser, you would end up doing that. Going to the gym. Congratulations. Wow, okay. And then...
Yeah, we learned your fucking personality. Immediately.
Yep.
You will grab whatever is an activity of sorts. Because this guy is just a boring man.
first, be trying to
This is one of those things you keep in private, unfortunately. I don't, they just do to me, you know?
Look at this shit. This looks like pain. This looks like something I don't want to do.
knowledge when it comes to
That would be
Crazy.
like borderline causing drama situation. I would turn around and be like, hey, dude, you think you're tough?
Yeah, and if I'm in pain, I will cause drama. I will find the nearest person next to me and be like, you think you're tough, bro? What? You want to go play Mario Kart, bitch? I ain't doing no Street Fighter shit right now. We're doing Mario Kart. We're doing baby game. I would cause drama. The moment I'm in pain and there's people around me, it's toast time,
my
bro.
posture, my mental health.
There it is. There is the stretching. There's the yoga stretching and there's the different type of stretching. I don't know
Here's
the
my
name
map.
of. He calls it mobility training. Hubba hubba. So it's basically more intense stretching. Wow, crazy.
I know that might also just 30 days.
I just
Boring. It's very important. You can do it for like 5 minutes. Maybe 15 minutes across the day. Stretching. It's the go-to exercise if you want to do exercise. The first thing you should do is stretching. Okay, running around habit. Oh my god. I honestly don't know how I feel about it, but you should be comfortable running around, technically. You have the freedom to. It will make everyone uncomfortable, but that's whatever. The most important thing is you unlock that superpower of everyone is walking around, you running around. You have to, again, have a goal in mind because there's so many places to go. It's crazy. So many people you can visit physically. That's crazy shit value. This is why one day I was like, I want to run for president. I can do that, bro. I can just run around from place to place, and all of a sudden, I would be a president. I would get so much fucking reputation around here. Just running around. As long as I make connections, the dots on the map where I can go to and visit someone, that would be fucking amazing. So I still gonna have it in the back of my mind that this is a good dream. Forcing walking and forcing running around is forcing any habit. It's not gonna be good. You have to improve the ones you have. Maybe an inspiration hits you, and great, chase that. It might be a great new habit, but it has to be really well crafted to be inspiring. It cannot just be like, go outside and walk the fucking dog. Ugh, disgusting habit. How did you come up with that one? This whole humanity. Yeah. And then I discovered that he's Australian. Not only has the map, he says Sydney. I walked around Sydney. It's over, dude. We figured you out. And trust Australians to give good quality. Yeah, Australians give good quality, but they're still not trustworthy.
helping with how my body moves. But it just these experiments forced me to rethink how I approach my
stretching. Lovely. You see why 5 a.m. Jesus fucking Christ. You try to position your workflow where you're woken up in the most productive hours. Like, what the? Yes, I think you have to make sure that you're awake where you feel the most productive. And you should fall asleep when you feel the most stressed. Whatever happens, happens. Alright? Your circadian rhythm changes, whatever. But it should be a natural progression instead of like adopt 5 a.m. waking up cycle. Like, I don't understand that at all. What is there to have it?
insight. Waking up early doesn't magically make you more productive. Why?
Oh, wow. Isn't that crazy?
I single task I did for 30
Yeah, you found that it doesn't work.
days. Or actually, my were pretty eye-opening.
I timed everything for 30. That's a pretty crazy one. Probably the most respectable habits, timing, because you want to know whether you're improving or not. You want to be aware of the things you do, how you spend your time. Important thing ever.
I found 20 hours.
That was a shitty moment in the video where he reveals his thing of like, oh, I only worked for 20 hours. Oh, sleep is not 33%. Who would have thought, huh? This is technically the thing that you try to be more efficient about. Sleeping. It's scary. It eats time really badly. Then family eats your time. Fuck these guys. Then he has powerlifting. And he has baseball. Bullshit, bro. Work. Work harder. He literally says, I would fire myself. Yeah, I can see that. This is fucking pathetic. I shouldn't be doing that. Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, I was kind of exaggerating. I thought, like, family and sleep is not that important, but, like, 42% is too much, bro. What the fuck? For a dude who has barely eyes open and has to drink coffee, 42 is garbage. He was weightlifting this whole fucking time. Maybe cut one of these things. Jesus Christ. But yeah, if you're powerlifting, you're gonna sleep longer. Congratulations. Fuck off, dude. Jesus Christ, man. If you can time things, you can make things potentially more efficient every single step. Like, this is the most interesting. It's crazy how he just skipped that part. It was like a tiny part of the video where he timing himself. I timed everything. Like, look at how tiny it is compared to everything else. That's supposed to be the most important part of the video. Jesus. And again, overworking. I'm disappointed. It's using work to destroy bad habits. That is the answer. Kind of like, as I normally am, I am disappointed in humanity and the whole nature of yourself. Destroying the wild version of yourself so it doesn't make you commit into evil things.
Days. I didn't really like it. Full about
bullet journal, bro? Whatever. He has step-by-step tasks. Whatever. I don't know what this is. If you have a lot of tasks, you want to organize them. Like in programming, I have a lot of shit to do, so I put down, this is what I'm doing. And that's it for the day. That's usually like 2-3 points. I don't know. What bullet journal is supposed to do? I don't understand.
and how easy it is to let habits that our circadian rhythms are largely determined by genetics, not willpower.
Bro realized that he cannot just snap his fingers and turn into a night owl. But I'm pretty sure you can switch. You can make switches, guys. No matter what genetics are telling you, because we're not social creatures anymore when it comes to earning money and living life. We want to be social creatures on social media, right? But social media does not have a specific rhythm to it. So yeah, genetics would actually determine of how you sleep if there are special events throughout the day and we wouldn't have like light in the room, but we have electricity. And usually things don't really have a rhythm anymore. You can just do them whenever you feel like it. So no, genetics don't get in your way of snapping your fingers and turning into a night owl. What does have a where I do have a problem is that it's just difficult, right? It's a slow progression, a slow shift, and you have to make it a mindful shift as well. I do have an actually timed event. I want to go to grocery store in the fucking morning where there's not a lot of people and there's not a lot of heat. It's the most comfy time for me, so I kind of want to be awake at that particular time. The more timed events you have, the more they will drag you to be woken up in that particular moment. It is what it is. It is scary to go a little bit later in the day. I don't want to deal with more people, more shitty people, in fact. Who knows, motherfucker?
Culture.
No fucking way, dude. No fucking waking up rhythm. Yeah, willpower should be able to change your waking up rhythm. What you do you? Surely it's so interesting to lucid dream, isn't it?
Say that lucid dreaming's a lot of fun, and I was able to lucid
Lucid
dream a couple
dream!
times during my 30 days.
God damn. All I can say is that I have dreamt about celebrities. My dreams often feel productive, and they still slip through my fingers. I would rather not work on lucid dreaming. I would rather work on remembering dreams first. Lucid dream later, dude. If you don't have vivid dreams, wow, you're fucked. You're cooked, bro. I don't even know what advice I can throw you. Damn, dude. He said he managed to like lucid dream like 3 times or 4 times during the 30-day experiment. I mean, look. Technically, we can dive into every one of these points and expand them personally of like which ones are actually important. We can do this next episode. Just keep fucking grinding. Because that's what Max Stats is about, is ruthless fucking grind. If anything. Not only it's hours and hours of content for you to think about, but it's for me as well. To squeeze into my videos. Hours and hours of information.
But finding what works for you.
Social media. Kind of doing recap, realizing that there's barely anything that actually is useful. So it's best to go from like the S tier to lower tiers. Timing everything, S tier. Stretching, S tier. Meditation, A tier. No, it's actually kind of trash, but you know, you're taking a break is A tier. Let's call it that. Habit stacking, I think it's S tier. Because it makes you more efficient. Being able to control your sleeping life, which is swapping lives with Night Owl, kind of emphasis on that. Give it an A tier. Absolutely, you need to control that shit. B tier goes to him buying a smartwatch. Buy things and see if they actually fit in your life. You never know what you're gonna find. I found fucking headbands on my face right now. Minimize, of course, stress and nonsense. Tracking mood, I don't think it works. Cold showers is disgusting. That's it. And journaling, A tier. Biggest takeaways. That's it, guys. Everything else is trash and not important. I mean, quitting is B tier. It's B tier because it doesn't happen. It should happen also gradually, and it's not exactly that important to quit things. It's important to find better things, you know? Having kids is C tier, bro. And so in tune. Yeah, lucid dreaming is a spiritual challenge. Just like bodybuilding is a physical challenge, there's a spiritual challenge. But you have to grow your heart. You have to be interconnected in the world to feel that your dreams have to be vivid, that there's so much information. It's so important. You cannot miss it. Alright? Everything means something. Every single face you see, it's like, wow, I like this person. What do you have to say? Lucid dreaming is fucking hardcore. Alright? And again, lucid doesn't mean that you will be able to control your dreams. It's actually a next state of mind, even. Lucid is just remembering most important aspects of your dream. I hate that this is how we end the video, though. That's a good fucking notes to end on. Holy shit. I want to feel. That's how Australian looks like. Average Australian. Do something. When he talked about habit stacking, he talked about forcing himself to go to the gym, which is like, excuse me, bro? How is this habit stacking? So we didn't talk about this thing, the habit stacking in general, but he didn't talk about it either. He's like, oh, I drink water when I go to the gym. Wow, you really stack those habits. You're listening to audiobook when you go to the gym. Okay, that's how you do things, right? But yeah, you're basically seeking overlap between habits, between good things that you do. Not gonna win that. All right, that's it. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned because there's gonna be more. There's advice coming from every angle. It's like space invaders, these advice gurus or whatever. It's hard. It's a hard job to just counter that shit. Bye.